Well, Coach, national championships and Coach of the Year come from hard work. They don't give those away. They're earned. Talk a little bit about working hard and accomplishing goals and being recognized.
Yeah, I mean, all last season, that's what our team, our staff, we talked about. Our goal was to be here. You know, we came to this event, the Celebration Bowl here held in Atlanta, but that was the goal, you know, and our guys really put the work in all summer, all spring time, and we carried it into training camp, you know, took it into training camp, and they just did a great job of understanding our goals, and we went out there and got them accomplished.
Spring is behind us. Now we'll move forward. We'll flip the script into the summer, and before we know it, you guys will line up from scrimmage. What's the thought process?
Just finding out that next group of guys, just putting that team together. You know, the roster's pretty set. So right now we're in the process of just getting everybody to gel. You know, that's what it's all about. Everybody understand the culture and playing as one team out there. So they're doing a good job of it. We started last week. Got our guys on campus on Monday. It was a great week of work. You know, they've been getting after it. So we're excited about this 2025 season.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
The story starts at a young age, from Inglewood to Bethune-Cookman to the Jacksonville Jags to the Detroit Lions, and now you're a Black College Football Hall of Famer. Tell us about that journey and what it feels like.
The journey is still going. History is still being written. So, you know, it's a lot of people that played a part. So the humility that I show today is because this wasn't done alone. It wasn't a solo effort. It was done with a lot of love, grace, faith, and forgiveness, right? So, yeah, the country boy growing up with single-parent mom, raising 4 kids, struggling to keep the lights on, and you know, and now I'm raising my kids, and they don't have to worry about the lights being cut off, you know. So it's paying it forward, and letting them know what grandma endured, what mom endured, and what you don't have to endure, but the sacrifice still has to be made in some way. So it's just an honor to be in the hall, to be mentioned with these great athletes, great men, great community activists, and all of the above.
When you look at that logo and you see it's on your chest, it's not for everybody. What does it feel like?
I'm not sure yet. I still have to, someone just said I'm still dreaming, right? I haven't woken up yet, so I'm honored that God intended to be put into place, and they were, and you know, I'm just a product of it. I want to feel that I did my due diligence of being faithful to the community, and being faithful to the team and the organization, and I'm still thriving in the community, and my kids will still be part of the Jacksonville community. So, you know, we're integrated in Jacksonville in a lot of different ways.
You talked about a few minutes ago about having the kids and the lights and everything come on. So what are you trying to instill in your kids now, looking at your career?
Hard work, sacrifice, dedication, like the process. Don't fall in love with the result, fall in love with the process. If you can do that, then you can achieve anything. Don't fall in love with the result, fall in love with the process, and everything else will come.
When you started off at Inglewood, did you have any idea you're standing where you're at right now?
Not at all. I was a little brother to the BMOC, to the big man on campus. My older brother was the big man on campus. I was his little brother, right? So, you know, God has a plan, and we're just walking in it. We're just walking in it.
And it was so sad because you got injured before senior. How did you overcome that diversity?
You're looking at it. You're looking at that overcoming. You're looking at that, what adversity does. It builds character. And that's what it did to me. It just made me grind harder, put a bigger chip on my shoulder. No idea I was going to make it, but honored and counted a blessing that I am here. And now I got to kind of look at the agenda moving forward to see how I can better myself, because this is an honor, and with any honor, much is given, much is required. So that is it.
To be inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame, what does it feel like?
Man, it's an unbelievable feeling, and more than even just being in the Hall of Fame, just the opportunity to be around so many great legends. I'm from South Florida. I see superstars every day. you know, left, right on the beach, everything. But to be around these guys like Doug Williams, Shaq, Nate, you know, Blunt. I've never seen Mel Blunt until today. Like I'm just straight off. Like my son looks up to me, like, and I'm looking up to them like, wow, like, man, these guys were amazing. And you know, you see film of them in black and white and different things from the old days, but you never get a chance to meet them. And then some of the conversations they have, some of the older people, when they talk about, you know, when they first broke into football, with, you know, different things with the color barrier and the way the schools were segregated, man, you know, it almost brings a tear to your eye. And I'm just happy to be here.
When you think about the hard work from Belgrade all the way up to FAM and everything you did to get here, was it worth it?
It was worth it, but let me help you out. I went to Miami Edison. Now, where they get Belgrade from, I don't know. But I went to Miami Edison, but the hard work, it did pay off. It definitely did. Like you know, we had this kind of a conference last night, I explained. I always kept a chip on my shoulder because just thinking I was just short of becoming the best. And, you know, then being inducted into the Hall of Fame, you know, allows me to take the chip off my shoulder and pass it on to my son so he can carry it now.
To know that you're one of them dudes now, what you have on your chest, Doug has it, Mr. Shaq has it, Nate Newton, and the list goes on. It's not for everybody. Is it sinking in?
I can't really say it's sinking in. Like I say, man, I'm just so in awe of just being around these guys. Like, it hasn't even hit me that I am one of those guys now. You know, like, you know, I had a couple of people come today, and they hear me talking about the other different Hall of Famers. They're like, wait, like, you are one of the Hall of Famers now. And I'm like, man, listen, I can't hold these guys. You know, I can't carry their equipment. But man, just to be included with them.
To have breakfast this morning and to look across the table, and as you say, you're one of those guys. What was it like to, now that you're in there?
I still don't even believe I'm one of them guys. Maybe next week, you know, maybe a week from now, maybe when I put the ring on or something like that, I feel like I'm one of them guys. I don't think I'm quite there yet. I don't know why. I guess I'm just still starstruck.
Is it fun?
Oh, definitely. Definitely fun, definitely fun. And they're giving me their phone numbers and everything, like, hey, you know, call me, you know, you want to chat, anything. I'm like, you sure? Nah, because I can call you and talk about some things. I'm like, hey, call me.
What do you tell the young guys back at Edison or at Central or anywhere in South Florida, and they want to try to do something special, at least get an education and play ball? What do you tell that young fella that's out there trying to find himself?
Keep your head down and grind. Nothing is promised, nothing is given to you. You have to earn everything you get. Keep your head down and just grind.
Now we have NIL and transfer portal, and the players get a little piece of the action, so to speak. When you look at the game today, what do you see?
I see a lot of people playing for the wrong reasons, getting bad advice from people that are trying to use them for the wrong reasons. You know, the game has lost some of the purity. Do I believe the kids should be compensated? I do. But, you know, we say NIL, but realistically, it's just college free agency. Because colleges are buying people into the portal. They're not just in there and the college go get them. You know, I've known kids at college that call them like, hey, get in the portal and I can give you this money. So, you know, it's scary. You know, if they don't get in some regulations on that, it can get out of control.
Willie Simmons is over at FIU. When you think about Coach coming into South Florida with all the players and the resources, what are you looking forward to over there with that program?
Listen, I went to a couple of practices with Willie in the spring. I expect Willie to do great because Willie was always a player's coach. You know, he's a smart individual. Basically, he's an offensive genius. And I think with the resources and the talent pool that he has in South Florida, you know, once he gets the community to buy in, you know, skies is the limit. I mean, truthfully, the HBCUs can't compete. But it's always been, I mean, for the last 20 years, it's been that way. Because even if it's not NIL, you still got facilities. You got the weight room, you got the training room, you got the meal table. So the players that fall through the crack, like myself, you know, they're going to put that chip on their shoulder, go to the HBCU, and they still have a chance to make it.
The players, in closing, the guys who just want to play ball and get an education, and they just grind through the difference of you know, opportunities. What's it like to be one of those guys and just to see guys who work hard?
Well, listen, the NFL is not promised. You know, that's what they tell everybody. One out of every 1 million people make it to the NFL. The only thing that you can depend on is your education. You know, if you're going to college just only to play ball, you know, you might as well give up on life. You know, I was talking to some of the Hall of Famers, the retirement age for the NFL now is 3 years. So, okay, you know, you're 19, you go to the NFL at 22, so 25, you still got 50, 60 years left. What you gonna do with those other 50 years?
You gotta live, huh? Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
You are so pretty, pretty.